times, but she doesn't really stick with it. And then, one night, it all comes crashing down. Because Bryn, she's out at a restaurant with a friend, and they're getting drinks. And she's also allegedly high on a little Coca-Cola, and all of that is mixed with the antidepressant she's taking. Now eventually, Bryn leaves the restaurant, and she goes to visit her other friend and former boyfriend, this guy, who they call Ronald McDonald. So she and Ronald McDonald, they have a few beers at his house, and they likely do a little Coca-Cola, as that's what they often used to do together. And Bryn, of course, she complains to him about Phil, because she just isn't happy in her marriage. Then, hours later, around 1 a.m., she finally heads home. And when she gets home, she and Phil, they get into a huge fight. Probably one of the biggest fights they've ever gotten into. So why are they fighting? Well, we don't exactly know. But it probably has something to do with her being drunk and high again, even after Phil insisted she get sober. Now eventually, Phil, wanting to avoid the fight, he goes into the bedroom and he just goes to sleep. He's like, "Fuck you, I'm going to sleep." And that is when Bryn, she walks over to a closet and she gets out a pew-pew. And she points it at Phil while he's still sleeping, and she pulls the trigger, shooting him 3 times. And then she panics. Holy shit! What did I just do? And she gets in her car and she drives away, and she drives all the way back to Ronald McDonald's house. And she goes and she bangs on his door, and Ronald opens it and she's like, "I shot Phil and I don't know why." And Ronald, he doesn't believe her. In fact, he yells at her. He's like, "Go home, Bryn, you're drunk." But then her pew-pew falls out of her purse and Ronald sees it. And that is when he starts to believe her. So Ronald takes the pew-pew away from her, and he decides to follow her back to her house to see what the hell is she talking about. And they get there, and they go inside, and that's when she shows him Phil, still lying there on the bed, and he's, of course, unalived. He was only 49.